like to call the meeting to order. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming tonight. We're going to start tonight's meeting with some special exception applications. The first one is with respect to 103 Main Street, Ivy on Main. Need a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is an application by Ivy on Main at 103 Main Street to have some outdoor seating and some outdoor music. The seating is 8 tables and 16 chairs. And this was referred to the planning board, and we received their recommendation that they didn't have any objections. So now we'd like to have it open to the public as per our code. See if anybody has any, and the board as well.
I don't have any comments.
No comments about the music and the seating?
Nope.
I thought it did look a little tight, but if the planning board thought it would work, then, we would defer to them and just see, but you have to make sure you keep the tables and chairs on your property.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So once I open that door, the folding door, I could bring the tables closer to there, and they could actually maybe hang on the board or inside a little bit. That'll give us, be able to maximize the space a little bit better.
There'll be small two tops as well. We're not talking about a large table.
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically 8 two-top tables, supposed to be basically.
Correct. And then, maybe we, if the 4 top, we put 2 of them together.
What's up, Jack?
Brian, how you doing?
I didn't know that was you under that hat.
I just want some clarification, I guess. I've noticed other restaurants in town have a couple of tables right in front of their units.
Liz,
But I
can you
noticed
flip
none of them
that?
extend past that first sidewalk, that block. Does this permit allow us to seat there as well, or is that a separate thing?
That's,
Whatever the planning board approved
Yeah.
is what you have to stick with. If you want to change that, then you go in front of bring it back and we can take another look.
But we do have a temporary open air dining permit that went in effect during, when the pandemic first started. And we're going to extend it. Each year we extend it, and tonight we're going to also through November. So it allows for seating and dining in the public right-of-way under certain conditions.
But that,
So-
again,
That's a
has to be,
separate
we,
separate issue, you'd have to go back for a separate issue.
Can I just ask a question? I'm the neighbor, and how we're going to define the line of separation so that it doesn't go onto my property insurance-wise, if they're going to have alcohol, if they're sitting at the table, and it goes onto my property, someone falls, I'm responsible. So how is the line going to be? I don't know, I didn't see the plan, how it's going to be so it doesn't, because it's,
Like, is there a privacy barrier,
I wanted to build a planter
Mhm.
to separate it, to be honest. That was my plan. I obviously have to get approval from you, but I wanted to build a planter to kind of section it off.
I would think the SLA would require something as well. The state liquor authority will require something as well.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you look
Barrier,
As far as the barrier.
yes.
I think that if you're doing alcohol, it has to be enclosed. Like you're not able to leave the, I don't know, I don't know from that.
Every restaurant on Main Street doesn't have that enclosure, so.
No, I don't know. I'm just
No,
asking.
it's all off. You can just literally walk right out to the sidewalk. There's no barrier there. Same
Right.
thing
They
with
need to be made aware of it, but you don't, from my experience running an event down on the Village Marina, we needed to close the whole thing in the event. I think that's a special permit. It's a little bit different than having.
A lot of things have morphed because of COVID, and some of the restrictions were relaxed. So there is a lot of confusion, you're right.
There's also,
As far as insurance goes, I've been working in this business a long time. Someone slips and falls with one of our drinks in our hand, it's our liability.
there's also a big difference between sitting down at a table and being served alcohol in an area, and someone buying alcohol and walking off with it, which is not something you can control, that's them.
I mean, we're gonna, it's not allowed, but.
Right, but it's, exactly.
Well, actually, the to-go is still allowed. I forget what month it was extended to, but you can do to-go cups, but they have
Yeah,
to be covered.
that's enclosed with a lid and.
Yeah, and you can leave with it, but that's not
We
about,
won't even be having those glasses. Yeah.
It's not
No,
drinking.
As of right now, for us.
Rob, was there anything else that you were
Just,
concerned about?
I mentioned to Brad that I got a phone call that said about Board of Health approval, that you didn't have Board of Health approval yet, so that, okay.
We're wrapping up construction, and then we have the Board of Health approval for everything we've done, and they gotta do final inspection. So-
But is that inclusive in the back outdoor, is that inclusive in the back outdoor seating and tables? I don't know, I'd have to
Not
defer.
it's in the front, it's like on the side, there's nothing in the back.
Okay, so it's in the front.
Yeah,
Is that going to be included in your health approval?
yeah.
Okay, so you don't have that?
And they said it's 3 to 5 days for the initial inspection. It's not like a normal inspection, they show up
Yeah.
whenever they want to show up, they said they'll be here in 3 to 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could always make the resolution subject to approval by the
Yeah,
health.
Pending the approval of the health.
Health,
Yeah, we
SLA,
can't,
yeah.
we can't approve it if there's no health department approval.
We're aware of that.
You can't open without the Board of Health.
Yeah, yeah. You know, we can do it, we can make the resolution pending the approval of the health department.
I have no further questions.
All right, well, if no one else has any other questions, I would like a motion to close the public hearing.
so moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the next public hearing is with respect to the music for 103 Main.
We have to open
Make a
up.
motion to open the public hearing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Liz?
It's the speaker. It's not, is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Like outdoor music?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just the speaker, that's all.
Independent speaker, different line from inside.
Yeah, it's a lower volume than, but it's different zones, so while we're playing inside and outside, the outside is gonna be at a lower volume.
And is the village ordinance still 11 o'clock for noise?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's no live performance at all?
Oh, okay,
I don't have any
no
comments.
problem.
Does anybody from the public have any comments, questions? Okay, and then we need a motion to close the public hearing.
Move we close the public hearing?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And the third public hearing tonight is with respect to a special exception application for outdoor tables and chairs for Dave's Bunnenberger on Mill Road. Need a motion?
Make a motion, we open the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
They would like to have 3 tables and 6 chairs in front of the restaurant. They had that last year, too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any worries about that? They did have it last year. It
Yes.
seemed all right. The planning board said they had no objections.
It seemed all right every time I drove by, I didn't see any
Yeah, it seemed all right.
so here it is.
Right, anybody want to speak to that? Then, let's close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
It's right in front of, right on the sidewalk in front of the
Same
restaurant.
place they've had it last year.
I've been on lockdown for 27 months. so-
Okay, well,
It's good to see you for a change.
Yeah, they, you know,
Not
like
the
where windows
sidewalk,
are,
but right
you know where the
in front of
windows
the
are in the front of Dave's? They had 3 tables out, right outside the windows. 3 little, small tables. 2 people sit at the table.
Not so it won't be on the other side of the,
no, the barricades.
No,
not in the
in
parking
between
lot.
the,
Sure, the cars and the...
the things there, the car stops, in between the car stops and the building.
I just wonder if we should have made them, required them, 103 Main, to put the privacy barrier, you know, to separate them from the walkway, to make sure they stay in. Oh, you think there was one on the plan?
No, but you could make it a condition. Put it on as a condition.
It's-
Yeah, he said he wanted to do one
wanted to
anyway,
do
so
one
why don't we
anyway,
put that as a
I think the SLA
condition?
prefers those things anyway.
Right.
Then you don't have to worry about it being out there all the time, saying, you know,
You know what?
put it on your property.
I just want it, like, they eat on my tables, I'm fair, you know, but with alcohol, with whatever, it's just kids running around, you know.
Yep. Hmm. Is that what those are called, privacy barriers?
Modesty screens.
Modesty screen, huh?
Modesty screen.
Fancy.
Okay.
Explain it to you.
Did you get a packet? So let's move ahead with the resolutions then, and just, Brian, if you could add at the bottom of the first, you know, Ivy on Main, that it's subject to approval by the Department of Health, or, you know, the issuance of their, and also that, you know, would require a modesty screen.
Okay.
I think it's C. It's condition C.
C and D?
Right, at the bottom, yeah.
If you're talking about that, why don't you make it so that it be approved, but they should have a modesty screen that's acceptable to
The
building inspector, so it's not,
It can't be permanent, it has to be.
right.
Right. Okay.
So if you're gonna do that,
Yeah, that's good language. Steve?
Whereas Gerald Ferrari, Ivy on Main, 103 Main Street, has applied for an outdoor dining permit pursuant to Section 196-2 of the Code of the Village of West Hampton Beach to allow the placement of 8 tables with a maximum of 16 chairs at the premises, and whereas the applicant submitted a sketch plan of the location and photographs of the design of the proposed tables and chairs hereinafter the outdoor dining plan, and whereas the application was referred to the Village Planning Board on March 9th, 2022, and by memorandum dated March 31st, 2022, stated that it had no objection to the application for the tables and chairs, and whereas a public hearing was held on the application on May 5th, 2022, pursuant to Section 196-3D of the Village Code, and whereas it appears from the sketch plan and the Planning Board report that the application satisfies the conditions of Section 196-2B of the Village Code, now therefore be it resolved that the application for an outdoor dining permit pursuant to Section 192-2 of the Village Code is granted to allow the placement of 8 tables and chairs and a maximum of 16 seats in accordance with the outdoor dining plan, subject to the conditions set forth in Section 192-2B of the Village Code, and the following. A, no substantial deviation from the outdoor dining plan shall be allowed without further approval of the Board of Trustees. B, this permit shall be in effect until November 15, 2022, pursuant to Section 196-2B10 of the Village Code, unless previously revoked, and the applicant shall be required to follow the renewal provisions set forth in Section 196-4 of the Village Code for future outdoor tables and chairs in subsequent seasons. C, this permit shall be subject to, what was it, Department of Health permit?
Yes.
Department of Health permit. And D, subject to approval from the Village of West Hampton Beach for a modesty screen divider.
That's it.
Done. That's it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Whereas Gerald Ferrari, Ivy on Main, 103 Main Street, has applied for outdoor music permit pursuant to Section 196-3 of the Code of the Village of West Hampton Beach to allow one speaker to play music inside and outside of the premises, and whereas the applicant submitted an application which was referred to the Village Planning Board on March 9th, 2022, and by memorandum dated March 31st, 2022, stated that it has no objection to the application for music, and the music would be limited to one speaker and certain conditions. And whereas a public hearing was held on the application on May 5th, 2022, pursuant to Section 196(3)D of the Village Code, and now therefore be it resolved that the application for outdoor music permit pursuant to Section 196(3) of the Village Code is granted to allow the playing of music, and the requirement that the volume of the amplification shall not be so excessive as to annoy or disturb a reasonable person of normal auditory sensitivity.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Whereas Ricardo Cameron, Dave's Bun and Burger, 218 Mill Road, has applied for a outdoor dining permit pursuant to Section 196-2 of the Code of the Village of West Hampton Beach to allow the placement of 3 tables with a maximum of 6 chairs at the premise. And whereas the applicant submitted a sketch plan of the location and photographs of the design of the proposed tables and chairs, hereinafter the outdoor dining plan, and whereas the application was referred to the Village Planning Board on March 29, 2022, and by memorandum dated April 27, 2022, stated that it had no objections to the application for the tables and chairs. And whereas a public hearing was held on the application on May 5, 2022, pursuant to Section 196-3D of the Village Code, and whereas it appears from the sketch plan and the Planning Board report that the application satisfies the conditions of Section 196-2B of the Village Code. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the application for outdoor dining permit pursuant to Section 190-2 of the Village Code is granted to allow the placement of 3 tables with a maximum of 6 chairs in accordance with the outdoor dining plan, subject to conditions set forth in Section 192-2B of the Village Code, and the following: A, no substantial deviation from the outdoor dining plan shall be allowed without further approval of the Board of Trustees. B, this permit shall be effective until November 15, 2022, pursuant to Section 196-2B10 of the Village Code, unless previously revoked, and the applicant shall be required to follow the renewal provisions set forth in Section 196-4 of the Village Code for future outdoor tables and chairs in subsequent seasons.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolved.
Oh, you know what, I meant to mention, there was going to be a 4th public hearing tonight, but we didn't hear back from the planning board. It was regarding Eckhart's Luncheonette, 162 Mill, so we're still waiting for the determination or recommendation from the planning board, so we can hold it over.
Okay.
Proceed.
Resolved that the minutes of the Board of Trustees meeting from April 7, 2022, and special meeting on April 13, 2022 are hereby accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that the treasurer's reports for March 2022, Justice Court, Police Departments, and Building Inspectors' reports for April 2022 are hereby accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that the 2020 and 2021 fiscal year annual financial statements prepared by Sadie Levine and Siaco for the Village of West Hampton Beach and Justice Court are hereby accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the firm of Sadie Levine and Siaco is appointed to audit the Village of West Hampton Beach financial statements for the fiscal year of 2021-2022 at a cost of $25,000 from GL Code A1320.4 auditing, and an audit of the Village Justice Court at a cost of $4,500 to be funded from A1110.4 Justice Court's contractual.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that attached beach rates and rules for 2022 are hereby approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the transfer of $220,000 from the GL account A3120.100 Police PS to GL account code A3120.2 Police Equipment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that Erica Phillips Smith is hereby appointed as a part-time Justice Court Clerk at a rate of $22 per hour, not to exceed 17 and a half hours per week in the Justice Court, effective April 27th, 2022, to be funded from GL account A11110.102, Court Clerk, PS.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that Noah Henyo is hereby appointed to the position of Maintenance Mechanic 1 in the Public Works Department at a semi-monthly salary of $2,556.86, effective May 1st, 2022.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Matt, please give Noah our congratulations. He's working.
Elsewhere. Oh, the other job.
Okay. Resolved that the...
We're not going to read all the names.
No,
Resolved that the peddling and staffing of the village beaches for the following personnel are hereby appointed to the positions specified below at Rogers and Lashley Beach for the 2022 season, to be funded from Apple 7310.100 Beach Manager and Apple 7310.101 Lifeguards and Apple 7310.103 Beach Attendants and Apple 7180.1 Kitchen Manager and Apple 7180.101 Assistant Kitchen Manager and Apple 7180.102 Kitchen Staff.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You're welcome to look online if you're at home or here on the
the list is too long.
printout for the list of all of the hirees for the beach.
Resolved that pending the staffing of the village marina, Michael Rowinski is appointed as dock manager to be compensated at a rate of $20 per hour. Evan Robinson is dock attendant to be compensated at a rate of $13.75 per hour, effective May 5th, 2022.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that John Rankin, Jeffrey Platt, Joseph E. Loria, Casey Caudre, and Maxwell Lopez are hereby appointed as seasonal police officers in the police department at an hourly rate of $26 to work as assigned by the chief of police, effective May 17th, 2022, to be funded from GL account A3120.104, seasonal part-time.
Second. Oh!
That's
Stay in my lane, right?
It's never happened.
I know. Just blurt it out. All in favor? You gotta laugh at yourself, right?
You jumped in and seconded.
Sorry about that, I didn't know.
I think that works.
Resolved that Louis Bancroft, Anna King, Jared Pollock, Matthew Meyer, and Gerard Wilbrew are appointed as seasonal traffic control officers to be compensated at a rate of $15 per hour to work as assigned by the chief of police, effective May 17th, 2022, to be funded from GL account code A3120.109, traffic control officers, PS.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that Barnett Brophy is hereby appointed chairperson of the election inspectors. Thomas Betcherman, Patrick Gantz, Janine Beck are appointed as electrician inspectors, and each are to perform the official duties of the village general election to be held on Friday, June 17th, 2022, and are to be compensated at a rate of $15 per hour to be funded from GL account Apple 1450.1 Elections Personnel Service.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Everybody come out to vote.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby accepts the resignation of Aaron Foster as Police Operations Aide effective April 15, 2022.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved the Board of Trustees hereby accepts the resignation of Dylan Kendall as laborer in the Public Works Department, effective April 24th, 2022.
That should say seasonal labor.
Mm-hmm.
Say
That's
that again,
right,
Matt? What?
seasonal labor.
Seasonal labor, okay.
So,
With that amendment,
with a second?
Second.
All in
I
favor?
mean, I'll do it if you want.
I was
All in
waiting for you to do
favor?
it.
He's already gotten used to you.
I know, just like that, and just like that.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby accepts the resignation of Christopher Clapp as a member of the Conservation Advisory Council effective April 20th, 2022.
Second.
All in favor?
Whereas Valentine Ozamo has applied for a vehicle peddling permit to sell ice cream throughout the village pursuant to section 128-3 of the village code, and whereas the police department has reviewed and investigated the applicant and found no criminal history pursuant to section 128-4, and all the request documents has been supplied, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorize the vehicle peddling permit to Farrington Osmere, effective May 5th, 2022, and expiring on December 31st, 2022, as all other conditions in Chapter 128-10 and 128-11 of the Village Code have been met.
Second.
All in favor?
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the purchase of various camera equipment from A+ Technology and Security Solutions Incorporated to upgrade the camera system in the police department in the amount not to exceed $10,500 to be taken from GL account A3120.2 police department equipment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the purchase of replacement lockers from Uline in the Police Department in an amount not to exceed $9,500 to be taken from GL account A3120.2 Police Department Equipment, and the existing lockers to be installed at Rogers Beach.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the 2022 outdoor music permit renewal issued previously to Starbucks Restaurant to Fauna, subject to the conditions and provisions of Chapter 196-3 of the Village Code, and the requirement that the volume of the amplification shall not be so excessive as to annoy or disturb a reasonable person of normal auditory sensitivity.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A reasonable person,
That's legal speak.
not an unreasonable person.
Resolved that the warrant for May 2022 in the amount of $359,347.73 from the general fund and $1,694,926.69 from the capital fund is hereby approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Was the amount right?
There was a, just so you know, there was a, because your numbers might not match, it was,
There we
there was
go.
an addition, there was this.
Yeah, I have-
I've heard the numbers.
I'm reading
It's
off the new one.
Is that
Like,
right?
Yeah.
after this, I'll give you my copy.
Thank you. Is this for real? Am I really reading this whole thing? Yeah, this is
Yeah.
2.5
How about the
pages.
first paragraph, and then,
Okay, I agree.
oh,
Whereas this is for special exception permit.
now be it resolved.
Whereas by special exception permit application dated May 10, 2021, WHB Development Partners LLC, here and after the applicant, requested a special exception permit from the Board of Trustees to construct an accessory convenience store to a proposed automotive service station to be constructed on the property located at 107 Old Riverhead Road, West Hampton Beach, New York, Suffolk County Tax Map 905-2-1-19.5. And following conditions as attached. Now therefore be it resolved that the applicant's request for a special exception permit for the proposed automotive gasoline service station and accessory convenience store is hereby approved, subject to the following. The special exception permit is subject to all conditions imposed by the March 17, 2022 determination of the village's zoning board of appeals. A, the application shall be subject to the completion of the site plan review process by the planning board and subject to such conditions as the planning board may deem reasonable and appropriate. And B, the applicant's use of the convenience store A shall be limited to the retail sale of goods allowed in a mini market or convenience store as defined in the village code for off-premises consumption only, but shall not include the sale of food prepared on-site or other use that would qualify as a restaurant as defined in the village code, and B, shall be operated by a single operator as a single business with no separate counters for the sale of select designated food or drinks, and C, the applicant's use of the site as an automotive service station and accessory convenience store shall be subject to recorded covenants and restrictions, the specific terms of which shall be those required by the planning board, together with the conditions expressed in paragraph 3 of this resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is this the western, opposite Alaro?
No, in front of the storage building, way up.
The one right
near
by the railroad tracks, the vacant lot by the railroad tracks?
Oh. You're going to build a service station there?
Yep.
You tell them that it's perfectly good one down on the corner of Montauk Highway? Turnkey operation.
Practical.
That was mentioned.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the mayor to execute the intermunicipal agreement for police tactical team cooperation between the town of Southampton, the village of Quogue, and the village of West Hampton Beach for the multi-agency emergency services unit.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that performance bond dated April 26, 2022, submitted by Beechwood West Hampton LLC in the amount of $1,190,000 as secured by a subdivision bond of Fidelity and Deposit Company of Maryland dated March 30th, 2022, is hereby accepted as security for the performance of the obligations of Beechwood West Hampton LLC to complete the installation of the subdivision improvements for the Country Point at West Hampton Beach subdivision, which is conditionally approved by the Village Planning Board, which was conditionally approved by the Village Planning Board on April 14, 2022.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized to execute and renew of the 2022 fire inspection service agreement with the town of Southampton pursuant to the fees established by the town of Southampton and type of necessary services.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved, the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the mayor to sign the agreement between the Village of West Hampton Beach and Munistat Incorporated for municipal advisor services.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Resolved that any permit issued pursuant to prior resolution adopted November 5th, 2020, which would have expired on April 14th, 2022, is hereby extended to November 15th, 2022, and resolved that nothing herein shall be deemed to supersede any New York State Village of West Hampton Beach or federal requirements, and it is further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption by the Board of Trustees.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized to sign the intermunicipal agreement with the town of Southampton with respect to landmarking and preserving the New York State Governor John Adams Dix Windmill and administering the provisions of the code, of the town code article XX
28.
28. Yes, I had to figure it out for a second, as they relate to the windmill.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized to sign the intermunicipal agreement with the town of Southampton for maintenance of the CPF land located at 74 and 76 Dune Road, West Hampton Beach.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I've got a lot of signing to do.
But you're authorized
The
to.
numbers, and I forgot to, I just blanked out. Thanks, Ralph.
Sure.
Well, Steve helped too, so there's lots of help.
So that brings us to the public comment portion of the meeting. If anybody has any comments or questions for the board, please step up to the podium and let us know. Hey, here he comes.
Fond memories.
Turn the microphone on, please.
Good
There's a
catch,
button on
Liz.
top. There's a button on top, just push that little button until the green light comes on.
Testing? Got it, okay. My name is Dean Spear. Nice to see you all here. I must say that you're all here for a hell of a long time, so you must be doing a good job. I notice a lot of, when I do get out, I notice a lot of things going on in the village. I haven't gotten my tax bill for this year, this coming year yet. I assume it's not going to be too much of an increase. But you
Kept
kind
the
of...
tax rate the same, so as long as your property didn't get assessed higher.
Every opportunity they get, the town puts somebody puts in a swimming pool at the end of Seafield Lane. We go up. I think you're kind of vertically maxed as far as what you can do in the village. I'm wondering, how about horizontally? I've mentioned this before. I've written about it. I talked to the mayor about it. I talked to the previous mayors about it and such. How about you start annexing some of the land that naturally should be part of the village, in which, I mean, there's an unincorporated area just east of us that uses the same zip code as we do and the same post office as we do, that I'm sure the town would love to get rid of as far as any firematic or police law enforcement responsibilities, and it would expand the footprint of the village past its 2.9 square miles and enhance the tax base considerably. There's also a chunk of Dune Road between the two incorporated villages, and I know Gary Vigliani would want his piece. But if the village, I mean, you don't have to give it to them. The village, if the village initiates this. So you're doing terrific things here, but maybe you should do a little more in that, along those lines.
We did look into moving forward with that, and we determined that, you know, the village can't exceed 5 square miles, and so we did the calculations, or Brad did, and found that we could do the things you suggested and come in just under that, so it's possible legally to do it. And we also got some advice that what has to happen is that the people in that location have to petition the village to do it.
I understand that could be a very attractive proposition for them, but would they have to petition the village, or would they have to agree on a referendum?
I think they'd have to give us like a certain percentage of names on a petition asking us to do it, and then we take it to the next step.
I think they petition the town, Mayor.
Yeah, they have to petition the town. But we do know that in order to get a group together to want to do it, we need to provide them with the information. How will the taxes go up because they're part of the village, but how will they go down because they're no longer with the town, paying for the town police and town DPW? So I don't know, I'm sure it'll still be higher because you're part of the village, but then they get the benefits of the beaches and the constant police surveillance and...
Well, so you have thought about it.
Oh, yeah, but we just haven't actually, you know, created a mailing to people to say, here's the benefits, here's what it would cost, or if you're interested, get a group together and come talk to us. That's what has to happen.
They have to be the initiator. We can't be.
But I'm sure they don't even know how to do it,
how to do it.
you know, so we want to reach out to
Can
them.
advise them to do it.
I mean, if you know some,
I mean, I think there's still some year-round residents in Quiog. All right.
yeah.
We would be very open to that, to receiving a petition.
Good. Good. Well, I just wanted to, I've muttered about it, I've written about it,
Makes good
and spoken
sense.
privately about it, and I just wanted to put it on the record.
They already think they're part of the village. They get mad when they can't vote, or, you know.
Yeah, I know, I understand that, but, and since the village is completely redone, it's downtown and still is, you know, down village area, and it's still in the process of that, makes it much more of an attractive proposition on many counts. So further I sayeth not. Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dean.
Oh, it's a great
Further, I'd
pleasure.
say if not.
Good to see you.
With that. Does anybody else have any comments? Jean finally let you out?
No, I just snuck out.
She doesn't know you're here.
Well, that was hers. I haven't even read the return message. Put on 2 masks or get back here right away.
You're on TV, Dean, it's, you know.
This is all news, eh?
I know that, but
We were streaming live to YouTube.
That's why you got the phone call.
I know where you are. Right?
You can't hide.
That's funny. All right, well, if there are no more comments, we will,
Make a motion to close the meeting.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Have a nice night. See you next time.
Take 2 aspirin before you get home.
Better bring flowers.
Oh, that was what